The Colts charge forward, no fear, no doubt. Shooting and scoring, the crowd screams out. The boards rattle, the crowd's on its feet. Coach Bain has a plan that can be beat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Big Mac's a beast, big as a tree. You want a Jackson, well we got three. Nathan's got vision, steady as a stone. He guards the blue line like it's his own home. The ice shakes, get out of your seat. Sahaj and Nate can't be beat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Poor Langley, he is nothing to cheer. Vancouver fades when the Colts appear. Ridge Meadows with no hope to win, can't imagine the trouble they're in. The roof's coming off this brand new place. The set streaks down the ice at a blistering pace. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Making saves so fine.
We are back with the final Colts placement game of the season here on a game from October 27th where the Colts took on the Coquitlam Comets A1 team. Placement game number 8. 8 of 8 here on the season for the Colts. Real league games will start following this one here. Colts will be wearing blue on the right side of the screen. Coquitlam wearing white on the left side of the screen. Colts will be looking to counteract a recent run of poor results, coming off a loss against Burnaby last game, sandwiched between there with a win in Chilliwack, where some other losses and a tie in Abbotsford. So they'll be looking to end the placement game run with a strong outing here tonight. Colts will be down 2 players here tonight. Lyndon remains out with his knee injury, and Mac is also out injured in a training mishap. Will be missing this game here tonight. Nate is going to get the start in net. And with that, let's head to the first period highlights. And we start off with the Colts winning an offensive zone faceoff. Nathan throws that towards the net. It's going wide, but it's picked up in the corner by Seth, and he walks out, throws it towards the net, and you can see he thinks maybe he's scored there, and then Noah's looking for the rebound. If we look at this on the replay, you can see the puck just trickle past the post there as it worked its way through the goaltender's midsection, and then Noah can't quite pull it around and put it in the empty net. So it remains 0-0. Colts still on the attack, though. There's a nice shot by Orson that's deflected neatly on net by Arjun, who then has to deal with some repercussions for taking a poke at the potentially loose puck there in the goaltender's gear. That's going to clear out, and we're going to head back to the action. There's Wes keeping it in at the point, bouncing it off the wall. And then Liam with a nice pass to set Arjun up in front. He sweeps it on net, but the goalie makes the stop. The Colts, though, are all over Coquitlam to start this game. Here's Noah with a hard backhand high to the blocker's side, but goalie gets the waffle on it. And we're finally going to see a chance for Coquitlam. Here they come, 3-on-2 down the left side. A nice triangle set up there, attack triangle, and they find the high guy, and he sweeps it on net, but Nate comes across and swallows that up. Colts are now going to resume the relentless attack. Here comes Richard with a shot on net that the goalie struggles to handle. It gets pushed out to the point, so Nathan throws it back on net. Richard tips it just wide, and then it comes out here to Jackson Mum, who can't quite get that on net. Here's another chance for Noah. Right off the draw, he takes this right to the net, puts it on the goaltender, but it makes a stop, and Noah's still searching for that first goal of the season. Another rush by Jackson, this time up the right side, and he gets taken down from behind by the Coquitlam player. And so as this period is winding down, Coquitlam takes a penalty. It's going to send the Colts to the power play at the beginning of the second period. The game remains scoreless despite the Colts outshooting Coquitlam by a wide margin. So here they are on the power play breakout. 3 players coming up the ice, going down the left side with it. That's Arjun. He's going to hold on to it. Look out front for Jackson Mumm, but instead it hits the foot of the defender and deflects in. So after all those great chances, a bit of a lucky one for the Colts. This power play goal will get them on the board, and it's now 1-0. Shortly after, the Comets trying to get out of their own zone, and a bad play here. Tyler strips it away from him, moves in, takes the shot. Looks like it hits the defender's stick and hops up over the goaltender's arm. And this game that went scoreless for one whole period is now quickly 2-0. Coquitlam desperately trying to find momentum in this game. Another 3-on-2 and a nice little drop past that player. Then walks in on Nate, but he takes that high shot off the chest and keeps it out. So now we're back in the Coquitlam end, and that player is going to stop behind the net and then make an ill-advised pass right up the gut. Mitchell intercepts it, walks in and whips it home. And just like Noah, he was also looking for his first goal since the team was formed, and he now has it. And we have a 3-0 lead for the Colts. Here's a play that's similar to one we saw earlier from Noah. This time Richard takes it straight to the net off the draw and gets a good chance before the goalie covers it up. So something Coquitlam will want to take note of. Here's Jackson Mumm picking up a puck in the neutral zone. He's going to go down the left side, dangle it through the feet of the defender, and then pull it out front and try to jam it home. That doesn't work, but Richard Blade grabs it and throws it back to the point. Bryson wrists it on net. The rebound is right there to Jackson, and he shovels it home. And the team leader in goals, Jackson Anderson, has another one. While the offense is starting to roll, let's have a look at some defense. Here's Coquitlam putting that by Orson, go 2-on-1, but watch West come across with a stick and the reach and disrupt that before anything bad can happen. That takes us back to the Coquitlam zone. Here's Seth chasing a loose puck down behind the net. He overskates it and leaves it behind, and as he does that, he runs into the Coquitlam player, and because the puck is not there and that player got knocked down, the ref is going to deem that to be an interference penalty on Seth. So now the Colts will have to kill this penalty for 2 minutes. And taking that penalty will not deter them from more body contact, as we see Arjun here behind the net take down another Coquitlam defender. Colts do successfully kill that penalty, so now they're back on the attack. Here comes Jackson Mumm again down the left side, trying to do a similar play where he pulls it out front, and that forces the Coquitlam player to reach in with the stick and get a hook on Jackson to prevent another scoring opportunity similar to earlier in the period. So here we are on the power play for the Colts. And here's a pass from Richard over to Jackson Anderson, looking for his second goal, and an incredible save there. Not once, but twice from the Coquitlam goalie, and we go to the third period. And here's another scoring opportunity off a face-off draw like we've seen earlier in the game. And this time, instead of the center shooting, it's a pass across to an open Jackson Anderson, who deposits it past the goaltender. So a nice little play from Richard over to Jackson Anderson. And Jackson has his second goal of the game, and a 5-0 lead for the Colts very early here in the third period. Now we see Bryson with it in his own zone. He's going to push this over to Jackson Anderson. It's off his toe and off the boards, and Jackson Mumm picks it up, goes into the offensive zone, goes east to west, and throws it back against the grain, and it's through the Coquitlam goaltender. And we now have a 6-goal lead for the Colts as they bust this one wide open here in the third period. Shortly after that, we have Richard coming off the bench, picking up the puck, putting it softly into the left corner. And as this Coquitlam player tries to go behind the net and put it around Tyler, he picks it off, throws it out front to who else but Jackson Anderson, who whips it home. And the touchdown is converted, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Colts on Jackson Anderson's hat-trick goal here in the third period. Colts keep attacking. Jackson Mumm throws that puck wide. It goes in the corner. Orson bumps it down low, and then Jackson Mumm quickly throws it out to Tyler, and he's got lots of time and space, but a nice save from the Coquitlam goaltender. Colts players are now understandably thinking offense, and that's going to turn into a breakaway opportunity for the Comets here on a heck of an up pass there from the Coquitlam defender. He isn't all alone, but a nice save from Nate. Colts disrupt this offensive try by Coquitlam. West intercepting that pass and then throwing it up to Liam, who's going down the left side, tries to drag it in. It bounces around in the Colts players' sticks. They can't get control of it, and Arjun comes in and sweeps it through the goaltender. And Arjun's second goal of the game here has given the Snowman to the Colts on the board. It's 8-0. Coquitlam's still getting some chances, though. This puck's going to bounce around until it ends up on this player's stick. In behind everybody, goes in on a mini breakaway, in alone from below the circle, but Nate swallows that up. So now we're back at the other end, and this get well card of a night continues as Noah puts that shot on net, picks up his own rebound, brings it to the backhand, and tucks it home. Yes, it's the 9th goal of the game, but the Colts players are excited about that one because it gets Noah on the board for the season with his first goal of the year. So now it's a question of, can the Colts get to double digits? Here they are on the offensive zone attack. Puck comes out to the point. It's going to end up getting chopped over here to Jackson Mumm, who's going to push it back to Jackson Anderson. And who else is going to get the goal for the 10th but Jackson? He puts that home for his 4th goal of the game. And some lucky fan at home has won groceries for life from Save On Foods on that one. So as the clock winds down into the last minute of this blowout game, it's just a matter of, can they preserve the shutout? Here comes Coquitlam trying to end it. The rebound pops out and that player swats it out of the air. I don't believe it had landed yet, so actual nice goal there from Coquitlam to break the shutout. But either way, it is a 9-goal victory, 10-1 here for the Colts in the last placement game of the year. With 10 goals, it's going to be a lot of stats to look at, so let's have a look at that. You see that huge game from Jackson Anderson, 4 goals and an assist to go with it, and a bunch of other players with 2 points, Arjun also with 2 goals. 11 different players with a point in this game, and the Colts out shooting Coquitlam in the game, 56-14. So as the fans look at our stats, let's look at the season stats here. Jackson Anderson vaults himself back to the top of the table with 20 points in 14 games after that 5-point outing, also leading the team in goals with 12. So as mentioned, this is the final placement game before the league games begin. So let's look at the final standings after the placement round. Despite a bit of a lackluster record at 4-3-1, Cloverdale did manage to finish 3rd overall out of the 10 teams. So a lot of parity actually to be found. So it could be a pretty interesting regular season here for the Colts. First game is against Ridge Meadows on November 3rd, so we'll see you for the regular season.